Hi, my name is Samantha and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be making some DIY kits. Let's get into it. So I have been talking about making kits for forever and I have not done that. Today we are going to knock one of my patterns out. So if you don't know, I have digital patterns available in my Etsy shop. I also have YouTube tutorials that go along with them. So my goal is to have my patterns printed out with some fabric, and if there's like a tool that you need to go along with it in there, so that I can have it available online for purchase as well as when I go to craft shows. So today we are going to be knocking out the car visor tissue holder, and the pattern for this is actually the top of a tissue box. So we're also going to be demolishing a lot of tissue boxes today. So let's get into it. Time to do the tissue boxes. You think we have enough? I hope so. So what we need to do here is cut off the lid of all of the tissue boxes. Okay, so the easiest way to do this is with an X-Acto knife and a pair of scissors. So the X-Acto knife is to start the cut. So I'm going to start on a side that doesn't have a seam. So like this is a seam side. Can you tell that there's like the glue there? So start on a solid side so it's not going to crush in on itself. Stick the X-Acto knife in and then cut across. And then cut down the next side, the third side. Come on. And then the last side. And there we go. So now we have the top separated from the base. We can use the scissors to get the plastic off. And this is the template that we need. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to all of these boxes. So now we have all of our template pieces cut out. I need to take the plastic off of all of these, and then we need to get the fabric and the elastic. So let me go ahead and do that. And if you're wondering, like you're trying to do this at home, you've bought my online template and you're cutting your own tissue boxes, it doesn't matter what brand. Most of these are Sam's Club brand Kleenex boxes, and some of them are Kleenex brand, or what am I trying to say? The tissue box brand doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be Kleenex is what I'm trying to say. I feel like our brains are so ingrained to just call all of the things a Kleenex, but they're not. And you notice that I did not throw away the boxes. I love empty tissue boxes as organization. So normally when I'm cutting them open for organization, I'll just use a pair of scissors and cut at the 4 points and then cut off the lips. That's the quicker way to get this top piece off. But in this case, we need this top piece. But this, love this so much. You can use this in your dresser for tank tops, socks, underwear. You could use it to store ornaments. You could use it to store like anything that's small. And think about it more as a containment within something bigger. You could use it if you're shipping a package, if you have something smaller that's going in a big package. I love empty tissue boxes. I think they are an amazing organization tool. I don't even know how many we have here. I didn't even count. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 18. Come on. Some of these are still a little sticky. I have another pattern for another item that I'm working on, and the item that you trace is a light switch cover. So trying to get creative with things around the house so that you guys can follow along and just purchase my digital patterns. I am super excited about these kits though, and our Galentine's party. I really hope that you guys sign up. If I haven't already said it in this video, there are going to be 2 Galentine's parties. One is jar openers and the other is these tissue holders. More napkin holders than tissue holders, but you can do whatever you want with it. You could also put masks in it if you wanted to. All right. Come on. Okay, so now all of these pieces are prepped. And if you don't know, my preferred trash bag in the craft room is an old like shopping bag. So right now I'm using a Chipotle bag. That way I can fill it up with all of my trash, and when I'm done with it, I just throw the whole bag away. Okay, so let me take a look at the pattern to remind myself how much elastic we need. That's what I thought. I got this roll of elastic off Amazon. Highly recommend. Makes life so much easier to just have a big roll, and then I have it whenever I need it. Okay, now I'm going to use this piece to measure all the other ones. Okay, so 15 done. Okay, next up, we need to make sure we have enough patterns printed out. Okay, so we are making some good progress. I've got 16 of the instructions printed out, and I have these printed as a booklet. So the front and then the instructions are on the inside. So I'll just go ahead and fold them in half. And then on the back side here is additional information. So like this QR takes you to the YouTube video I did. And what we're gonna do is once we have all of the pieces, we will put them inside of the piece of paper and then put it inside the kit. So like when I go to sell these at craft shows, you can see what it is and like what video it would use. And all the material is on the inside. So these are the patterns that I picked out. I picked out some girly Valentine's themed patterns. So we've got 2 that are heart shaped. We've got 2 that are floral. And then the last 4 are just different pinks. So I am gonna cut out 2 of the car visor and then 2 of the jar openers. So we're gonna make 16 of the car visor and 16 of the jar opener, because the one class for Galentines is the car visor and the second class is the jar openers. That was a very successful cutting session. So I did have to go back through and double count because 2 of the fabrics I wasn't able to get to cut out. If you could see, I was trying to like find the best method for cutting the fabric out. So I have way more than 16 jar openers, and then I have 16 of the car visor pouches, and I was able to empty this many comic book boards off of my shelf, like 8, right? Because most of these are too small to go back on the comic book boards, which is awesome. So some of these scraps are much smaller, but these bigger ones, I do want to make some more kits off camera. I don't know of what pattern right now, but that is my intention with the rest of these fabrics. So these will be cut up into something else, but they are not going back on the shelf. So that is great for our use what we have year. Okay, so now, oh, also these 2. So like this one, the fabric had a stain, so I'm gonna use this as my example in the class. And then this one, the fabric was like torn a bit. So again, this is gonna be my example in the class. So was able to pick those out, have the patterns printed out. Okay, so the next thing is need to get the serger brought out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna serge all of the raw edges on all of the car visor pieces of fabric, because I don't know when people buy the kits whether or not they have the ability to finish the edges. So I want to just make sure that if you're buying the kit and you are a real beginner and you do not have a serger, you only have a sewing machine, what's it called? Doing the serger on all the edges is better than the pinking or the zigzag stitch. So I'm hoping that this will help people out and make the project more accessible for everyone. So let me give all of these a quick press, and then we are gonna get the serger, some new thread. So I have black in it right now. I don't want to change my thread 50,000 times. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna put some red on. Only like one of these, like this one here, which honestly is my favorite. Like, look at the variance. Like, oh, I love that. The gradient, so pretty. So let me iron these real quick, put some new thread on the serger, and we'll get these serged up. Here we are serging. So we've already gotten all of these guys done. I cannot do this one-handed, but we are almost done here. This added about an hour's worth of work, but I think it is well worth it. So I'm working on making sure I have everything ready for the kits, and for the jar opener kit, I really wanted to include the proper thread color. And I was thinking, like, what's the best way to like give everybody some thread in each of the kits? I was like, oh, I'm gonna wind some on a bobbin, and I did test it, and you can use a bobbin as your primary thread. But then I realized, oh no, I don't have enough bobbins to give away 16 of them. Especially with the jar opener challenge happening next month, I need all of my bobbins. And the fact that we are in a no spend year, I have to stumble upon bobbins now at the thrift store in order to do this. I was trying to think like outside of the box, like how else could I do it? And I went to my container of empty spools, and I was like, maybe I can wind a bobbin's worth on the empty spool and then put that in the kit. And so like I timed how long it took for a spool, like an actual bobbin, to fill up, and the answer is 56 seconds. And then I tried using the empty spool, right? And it kept hitting this silver piece over here, so it wouldn't wind, it wouldn't work. And so I Yeah, I don't know. Because, like, there would be enough on here to do 45 seconds instead of 50 seconds. And I also looked up, like, how much thread is on a bobbin. And the answer was, I think, 86 yards. And these little spools are 110 yards. So you definitely don't even need that much for a jar opener. Anyways, I'm really frustrated. Like, I was trying to come up with, like, all these problem solving. And, like, I thought I had all the pieces and I could do it. But I don't think so. So that is something I'm going to be on the lookout for when I go to the thrift store, is empty bobbins, so that I can make these kits even better. But for now, this first round of kits is not going to have the thread included. I tried. We are officially in the assembly stage of this process. So for the car visors, I have all of the elastic, the template, the patterns, and then I'm also going to include a friction pen. And then for the jar openers, I have the patterns, which these are actually, like this one, it's a 4-page PDF, which I've printed as a booklet. So page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. And then these guys are 8 pages. So there's a second page inside of here. And then the shelf liner and the fabric. So I'm going to go ahead and assemble. There we are. The kits are ready to go. They are up on my website. If you were counting, yes, there are not enough jar opener kits. I don't know what happened. I told my printer to print 10 of each of the pages, so there should have been enough for, 20. I told it to print 20 of each of the pages, but it only printed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I don't know where the other 7 pages went. I'm gonna have to do that off camera because obviously I have enough. I made sure to prep plenty. So there will be 16 of each available. And when you sign up for the class, then the kit will be mailed to you. And I don't know if I'm going to make it where it's just mystery or if I'm going to say you can pick which one, but the jar opener ones, you can see what the pattern is on the side there. And then with the car visor, you can see it right there. So I'm super happy with how these turned out. I can't wait to do this with all of the patterns that I have. Thank you so much for coming along. I can't wait to see you at the Galentine's event. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and have a wonderful day.